Hello students, welcome to this lesson. This is chapter 10 in your first PUC syllabus, straight lines. In 10th standard, you have studied coordinate geometry, where you have studied a coordinate system, then distance between two points, then section formula, then area of a triangle. These are the things we have studied. But in first PUC, we are studying this in a more detailed manner. This chapter is named as straight line, but it comes under coordinate geometry or analytical geometry. In this lesson, let us study the following things. First one is the origin and meaning of coordinate geometry. The straight lines comes under the coordinate geometry. Therefore, first let us try to understand the meaning and the origin of coordinate geometry. Second one, the coordinate system, the meaning of coordinate system. And the third one, slope of a straight line. So these are the three important things we are studying in this lesson. Then before proceeding further, first let us recall what we have done so far. So first one is you have studied distance formula. Then second one, section formula and midpoint formula. And the third one, area of a triangle. So these are the three important or major concepts we have studied in school level. But this is required for us to continue. Therefore, let me first try to recollect what we have done. But before that, let us try to understand the meaning of coordinate geometry. First one, the French mathematician by name René Descartes, he is the one who started this branch of mathematics, coordinate geometry. So he belongs to 16th century, that is 1596 to 1650. That was his lifetime, and he is the one who started this branch. This is very interesting. Coordinate geometry is combined by algebra and geometry. That is, it is the combination of algebra and geometry. So far in mathematics, geometry was studied as a separate branch, that is called Euclidean geometry, and algebra is a separate branch. Now René Descartes combined these two branches and actually started a new branch of mathematics, modern branch actually, where the study of geometry becomes very simple. So this is the advantage of this branch. Let us first revise coordinate system. What is the meaning of coordinate system? See, consider a horizontal line x dash x, say like this. Then let us call it as x dash x. Then consider a vertical line y dash y. So y dash y. This is the vertical line. Now let the point of intersection be O. So where these two lines intersect, that is called origin actually, that is denoted by O. Now this is called XOX or x dash OX is called x axis. So I have indicated by a red line. So that is x axis. Similarly, the vertical line, that is line y dash OY, is called y axis. That is the name. This is called the coordinate. That is the plane is now divided into four parts actually. One horizontal line we are taking, that is x axis. Another vertical line we are taking, that is y axis. And the point where these two lines intersect, that is taken as origin. And this is called the coordinate system. Now let P be any point on the plane. Let me indicate it by P. So this is the point on the plane. Now draw a line PM perpendicular to x dash x. So I am drawing a line PM perpendicular to x dash x. Let us say this distance, that is OM equal to x, that is the distance from origin to the foot of the perpendicular M, that is equal to x. Similarly, draw a line PN perpendicular to y axis, y dash y. So let us say this distance, that is ON, equal to y, that is from the distance from origin to the point n on y axis, that is y. Then the coordinate of P is called xy. This is an ordered pair. You have studied ordered pair in the second chapter of first PUC. So this is xy, Pxy. And actually this ordered pair xy is the address of the point P. The value of x in that ordered pair xy is called abscissa, and the value of y is called ordinate, and xy, ordered pair xy, is called the coordinate of the point P. Coordinate of the point P. These are the things you have studied in your school level, but let us recall once again so that our study will be smooth. So this is one important thing. This is the coordinate system. Coordinate system. Let us proceed. First, consider this coordinate system x dash ox, then y dash oy. Ox is called positive x-axis. So it is right of origin. X-axis is called positive x-axis. Similarly, Ox dash is called negative x-axis. So it is indicated by a red arrow. Similarly, Oy is called positive y-axis. I have indicated it by a red arrow. Similarly, Oy dash is called negative y-axis. So this is the negative y-axis. So these are the understanding we should have before we proceed. This is one important thing. Second one is coordinate of O is 0, 0. So this is the address of the point origin. O is 0, 0. Its x value is 0, y value is 0. That is abscissa is also 0, ordinate is also 0. Any point on x-axis is x0. This is another important understanding. Take for example P, x0. Similarly, any point on y-axis is 0y. For example, Q, 0y. This is another. And plane is called coordinate plane or Cartesian plane. This plane that is denoted by x-axis and y-axis and origin. This plane is called Cartesian plane or coordinate plane. So these are the things we have to remember. Next, consider a coordinate system. The x and y axis divide the plane into 4 parts. You can see here there are 4 parts. For example, the plane bounded by OX and OY, that is positive x-axis and positive y-axis. This is called the first quadrant. First quadrant. Similarly, the plane bounded by OX dash and OY. OX dash means negative x-axis and positive y-axis. That is called the second quadrant. So this is the second quadrant. Similarly, the plane bounded by OX dash and OY dash. That means it is negative x-axis and negative y-axis. That is called third quadrant. So the name of the quadrant. And the last one is the plane bounded by OX and OY dash. That is positive x-axis and negative y-axis. That is called fourth quadrant. So these are the basics we should always remember. Next, let us consider the coordinate system with first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. We have to understand the sign convention also. In the first quadrant, coordinates are positive. So you can see here it is both abscissa and ordinate there, plus and plus, positive and positive, because it is bounded by positive x-axis and positive y-axis. Second, the second quadrant coordinate is minus plus. So this is the sign rule for the second quadrant, because it is negative x-axis and positive y-axis. The third one, in third quadrant coordinate is minus and minus, because it is bounded by negative x-axis and negative y-axis. And the fourth quadrant coordinate is minus and plus. So sorry, plus and minus. So that is x is plus, because it is bounded by plus and negative y-axis. So it is minus. So these are the conventions. So this we have to remember. Next, recall this. distance formula, because all these things are required for our future study. Therefore, first let us recall all these things. So let P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2 be 2 points like this. Then the distance PQ is given by square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This we have studied in our previous class. For example, let us take P equal to 37, Q equal to 611. So PQ will be equal to now square root of x2 minus x1. x2 here is 6 and x1 is 3. So 6 minus 3 whole square plus y2 minus y1, 11 minus 7 whole square. So simplify, this will be 3 square plus 4 square. So that will be equal to 9 plus 60, and that is square root of 25, that is 5. Therefore, this is the distance formula. Using distance formula, we can find the distance between 2 points. Next one is section formula. This also we studied. See, this is the idea. Internal division. Let P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2 be 2 points. Say P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2. These are the 2 points. Now, let Rxy divide the line segment in the ratio m:n. Then we have studied this one. The coordinate of Rxy is given by the formula. X coordinate is mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n. This is the x coordinate of R. And y coordinate is my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. So this is the formula. For external division, this also we have studied. The same formula only change is minus. Actually, we can also take n equal to minus n. So it is mx2 minus nx1 by m minus n and my2 minus ny1 by m minus n. So n is replaced by minus n. So this is the understanding. For example, let us take P equal to 36 and Q equal to 69. M equal to 2, n equal to 1. That means the point divides in the ratio 2:1. Then we can find internal division. Then we can find Rxy equal to, apply the formula, 2 m into 2 into x2, 6 plus 1 into 3 divided by 2 plus 1. So this is the x coordinate. Similarly, y coordinate will be m is 2, mx2, y2 is 9 plus n1 into y1 is 6 divided by 2 plus 1. So simplify, you get 12 plus 3 by 3 and 18 plus 6 by 3. So the final answer is therefore 5, 8. So this is the coordinate of R. That is R divides PQ in the ratio 2:1 and the coordinate of R is 5 and 8. Similarly, we have also studied one more thing, midpoint formula. So Rxy will be equal to, if R is the midpoint of PQ, then the formula is x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. So this is the formula for midpoint. So these are the things we studied in our school level. So therefore I told you, let us first revise what are the things we studied with a simple example, then we shall continue. And the next one is area of a triangle. This also we have studied. This is also required. Let us say A x1 y1, B x2 y2 and C x3 y3 be the coordinate of the three vertices of a triangle. Say for example, A is x1 y1, B is x2 y2, C is x3 y3. Then area of ABC, this is the formula, 1 by 2, then it is mod. Mod means, mod also you have studied in the second chapter of this year under relations and functions. See, it is x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. It is very simple to remember the formula. You see, what happens is x1, x2, x3 you write first x1, then plus x2 plus x3. Then inside the bracket it is 2, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2. Just you see here it is cyclic, 1, 2, 3, then 2, 3, 1, then 3, 1, 2. So the numbers are cyclic. So it is very simple to remember. Therefore now let us take for example A equal to 2, 3, B equal to 5, 7, C equal to 8, 4. Therefore I want to find the area of the triangle ABC. Now let us take A is x1, y1, B is x2, y2, C is x3, y3. Now we have to apply the formula. We can just check here 1 by 2. x1 is 2, x2 is 5, x3 is 8. Then y2 minus y3, 7 minus 4, y2 minus y3. Similarly, y3 minus y1, second one, y3 is 4, minus y1 is 3. Then third one, y1 minus y2, y1 is 3, y2 is 7. So simplify this, you get 1 by 2 into 2 into 3, 5 into 1 plus 8 into minus 4. Simplify further. So this will be 6 plus 5 minus 32, and simplify, you get 1 by 2, then 11 minus 32, and when you simplify, it is 1 by 2 minus 21, but it is mod and area should be always positive. Therefore what you have to do is ignore the negative sign. 21 by 2 square unit, because it is the area, therefore you have to write it as square unit. This is the area of the triangle. Now let us start the new concept. This is the first concept which we are coming across in a straight line, slope of a line. Slope of a line. Let us take a coordinate system with the origin O, x-axis and y-axis. Consider a line L. Say for example, L is the line, and see, L is making an angle theta. So suppose L makes an angle theta with the positive direction, very important, positive direction of x-axis. I have indicated it by red line on the x-axis. So in this direction, that means you have to find you have to take the angle theta as it is the angle between the x-axis, positive direction, and the line. So that is theta. Then m equal to tan theta is called the slope of the L. So this is the definition. And the tan theta, you know, because you have studied trigonometry, so it is tan theta. The third ratio, sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, you have studied. So m equal to tan theta. M is the symbol we use for slope, and it is equal to tan theta. So for example, suppose theta is 45 degree, then what is the slope of the line L? It will be equal to m equal to tan 45, that is 1. So slope of the line is 1 if the angle is 45 degree. Now let us define. So what is the definition? So this is the definition. If theta is the inclination, that is the angle of a line L, then the tan theta is called the slope of the line L. So following three things you have to remember. First one is slope is also called gradient, that is another name. Second one is slope is denoted by m, that is m equal to tan theta. This is the symbol we use. And the third one is slope of the line is not defined if theta is 90 degree. For example, when theta is 90 degree, that means when the line is perpendicular to x-axis, it has no slope, or slope is not defined, because tan 90 is not defined. So this is the reason. So this you have to remember. Remember the formula, m equal to tan theta. What is theta there? Theta is the angle made by the line with the positive direction of x-axis. Slope of the line passing through 2 points. This is very important formula, and this is the first formula actually. See, a result is this. This you can take it as a theorem actually. If a line L passes through 2 points, say P x1 y1, Q x2 y2, then the slope of the line PQ is m. This is the formula. y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Let us prove this one. Consider a coordinate system. Let L be the line. Let us take L as a line as shown here. Now let us take Px1 y1 and Qx2 y2, 2 points on the line. So I am indicating here, this is Px1 y1, second one is Qx2 y2. These are the 2 points on the line. Now let L make an angle theta with the positive direction of x-axis. So this angle is theta, that is given. This is given. Now what I do is, Draw a line QR perpendicular to OX. So I am drawing QR perpendicular to x-axis. This is the first construction. Then draw PM perpendicular to QR. So QPM is a line perpendicular to QR. So this is second construction. Now angle QPR equal to theta. You can check here angle QPR equal to theta because PM is parallel to x-axis. Therefore angle that is QOR and angle QPM both should be same because parallel line property, corresponding angles. Therefore angle QPR equal to theta. This is very simple geometric property. Now slope of the line L we have already defined, that is M equal to tan theta. So this we have already defined. If a line makes angle theta with the positive direction of x-axis, slope is theta, that is tan theta. Therefore let us take it as 1, statement 1. Now in triangle PQR, let us take tan theta. What is the definition? Tan theta will be equal to MQ, so opposite side, divided by MP. Now substitute. What is MQ? MQ is y2 minus y1 and MP is x2 minus x1. So this let us take 2. So this is equation 2. Now from 1 and 2 we see that M equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, because in the first statement M is tan theta, and in the second statement tan theta is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Therefore both must be same. Therefore M must be equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So this is the proof, and you have to remember this as the formula. Slope of a line passing through two given points will be equal to difference of the y coordinate divided by difference of the x coordinate. You can take any point as x1 y1, any point as x2 y2. It won't affect. So this is the proof, and this is one important result. Let us consider some illustrative example. Example 1. Find the slope of the line which makes 30 degree with the positive direction of x-axis. So what is given here is theta equal to 30 degree. So M equal to, what is the definition? Tan 30, tan theta. So this is 1 by, so slope of the line is 1 by root 3. Similarly, second example, find the slope of the line passing through the point 3 minus 2 and minus 1 4. So solution, P, let us take P x1 y1 as 3 minus 2 and Q x2 y2 as minus 1 4. Now what is the formula? Slope of the line PQ will be equal to M. Formula is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This will be equal to 4 minus minus 2 divided by minus 1 minus 3. Then simplify. So this will be equal to minus 3 by 2. Therefore the slope of the line is minus 3 by 2. So this is the second example. Now let us sum up. See, today we have started a new lesson. Let us sum up what we have done. Slope of a line. What is the definition is this? If theta is the inclination of the line L, then tan theta is called the slope of the line. So for example, in the diagram, L is the line which makes theta with the positive direction of x-axis. So tan theta is the slope. So that is the first thing. Second, we studied slope of a line passing through 2 points. We have studied this. M equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So this is one important formula. Today we have studied only 2 important concepts. One is slope, another one is finding the slope when the line passes through 2 points. Thank you students for watching this lesson. Hope you will like this lesson. I am very sorry for delaying in uploading my video lessons. The reason is this. In the beginning, as you know, because many of you were watching my video lessons, I have already uploaded first chapter, second chapter, and trigonometry also I have uploaded. Then I started uploading complex numbers. Because of some personal work, it is delayed. And one more thing I would like to share with you. Earlier I was making video lessons, but now I have shifted because this is more convenient. I will be preparing the PPT, and through PPT only I will be recording the lesson, so that I can show you all the animation and other things. So the problem becomes very clear. Writing also will be very neat, but it takes lot of time for me to prepare. Therefore, kindly excuse me whenever it is delayed, but it is from my side. This is the assurance. I will be regularly uploading the lessons, so covering all the lessons, both first PUC, that is 11th class CBSE, as well as second PUC. Therefore, please subscribe and share. This is my request. Second one is, I am putting all these things in playlist, separate playlist. For example, chapter 11, all the lessons will be in one particular playlist. I have also made one more small change. Earlier I was uploading a lesson as a main lesson and supplementary lesson. This I have stopped. I will be now continuously uploading the lessons. I will give the number, lesson number 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. You can watch in the same sequence, same order, so that definitely will be able to understand the concept very clearly. At the end of the concept, I will be taking the questions from the corresponding exercise also. For example, exercise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, so that you will have continuity. So let us meet in the next lesson, that is lesson 2, with some more concepts of straight line. Once again, please subscribe and share with your friends, so that it will be an encouragement for me, and this I will continue. I hope you will also continue with me for the first PUC as well as for the second PUC, or 11th standard and 12th standard, so that definitely it will be an encouragement for me, and definitely it will, I hope it will be a very good help for you also. And in addition to this, I am also uploading the CET lessons also. Whenever time permits, please watch those lessons also, because whatever topics over for the first PUC, at least those things you can revise and prepare, so that you will be creating a very strong foundation for your CET preparation also. So let us meet in the next lesson. Till then, bye, take care.